Welcome to
EPLACE.
the space for
General talking,
about all things entertaining.
entertaining.
Yes.
I have a problem about reviewing this movie. I'm going to tell you why.
What is that?
Because I just saw it once and I don't remember.
I've only seen it once, although I have seen a couple of scenes a couple of times more.
And I don't remember the movie very well, yeah?
That's okay.
The movie that we are talking about is obviously Solo.
Yes.
And
Very
unfortunately,
interesting
this movie, unfortunately for the movie, because the movie is not as bad as people think it is. I don't think it's as bad as people say it is. Yeah.
No. Some people are trashing this film just...
Unfortunately for the movie, it came after episode 8, yeah.
We're not going to talk about episode 8. We're going to save that.
I know, but it's important for
Yeah.
the reviews that the movie had.
It came out after episode 8, and episode 8 was very divisive, and...
It got all the backlash from episode 8, yeah.
And it was unfair because it was actually a really enjoyable film.
It was a light heart. It is the story of Han Solo, yeah. And who doesn't like Han Solo?
Though I could say, you could say it didn't need to be called Solo. I mean, it almost felt like a film of its own, even though we know it was Han Solo or Han Solo.
Actually, the guy only called him Solo. No, he called him Solo from the beginning, yeah.
No, the guy called him Solo because he's Solo. That was the stupidest name giving ever.
But it was cool the way that they meet each other, Solo and Chewbacca, yeah.
Oh yes, that was awesome with the
I
fighting each other.
Hoping to see Chewbacca ripping Solo's arms, yeah. I'm a little bit because I know those things will not happen because start. You are talking about the Disney movie, and second, you know that Han Solo and Chewbacca are like.
Yeah, this is a Disney movie, so this is really weird to be talking about a Disney film straight after a George Lucas film that's so far apart. It's like, because Solo for us right now is the latest Star Wars film we've seen.
Mm-hmm.
It's the newest one.
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Until December.
Until December. Yeah. This Solo, he's no Harrison Ford,
No.
but he did a really good job at trying.
I think it will be better if they de-aged digitally
Oh no,
Harrison Ford and put him.
No, just getting a new actor, and they did it. They got in a really cool actor, and I personally
The
want to
thing
see
is,
more of him.
he's not Harrison Ford.
He's not, but I liked him for who he was, like the character that he did portray.
I think it was the biggest issue with the movie, yeah, because he's not Harrison Ford and the other guy is not Lando Cal.
My problem actually was the enemy. There was no real big threat to it. I mean, it was go to this planet, get this gas or something. I can't really remember off the top of my head what the story was.
I don't remember the story at all.
They had to go to that slave planet, didn't they?
I know it was like a pirate movie almost, yeah?
Yeah, it was like an espionage kind of film, like go and steal this and then go through the nebula. What was
what is the name? He is always bragging about that, yeah?
It made the
run... what?
The parsec? No.
Yeah, in 3 parsecs or something like that, yeah?
It was the Kessel Run that he made in 12 parsecs, although parsecs is actually a unit of distance, not
time.
Speed.
Yeah.
Or time, yeah. Yeah. That's it. Which is just a funny little Easter egg.
Nerdy stuff.
Us nerds. But yeah, the Kessel Run, that was one of my favourite parts in the film.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and the little Easter egg right at the end. The little cameo.
Of? I don't remember the movie, mate.
He was in episode 1. He's got metal legs. Cut in half. Darth
Darth
Maul?
Maul?
Yeah,
He was on it. I really need to watch the movie again.
yeah, you do, man. Yeah, he was in the hologram talking to Emilia Clarke's character.
He wasn't dead.
No, no, he was actually in the Star Wars Clone Wars TV show or the Rebels,
I know.
and there was like a massive storyline between him and Obi-Wan, and so yeah, in the after Episode 1, he was still alive. Yeah.
Do you reckon that the Star Wars movies had a weird thing, a weird fetish about chopping off
Yeah, probably.
legs and arms and stuff like that? Yeah.
But it also made them really cool as well, like having like a robotic arm and stuff. There's an animated series that I reckon that you should check out called Final Space. It's on Netflix. And anybody else that likes Star Wars, check out Final Space. It's amazing. Season 2 is just finished in America, and hopefully it's coming over here soon. Really, really good.
Okay, so let's start giving the scores. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's hit up the scores.
Writing. As I said, I don't remember a lot about the movie. Yeah. So.
Well, I don't think there's much story to it. The story was just him becoming a smuggler.
Yeah, and I think it was more about him finding Chewbacca, and they found that bond. Yeah.
Yeah, and getting the Millennium Falcon. It felt more like
Her origin
this
story.
happened because of this, but it wasn't the best of origin stories. Even though it was a fun film and an enjoyable film, it was more like, yeah, this happened because this happened, and meh.
So I will give it a 6.
Yeah, I was gonna give it a 7 personally. So we're fairly similar on that front.
Yeah, Themes and Tones. It was a fun movie.
It was. It was never stupid though. I never found. I think when it needed to be serious, it was serious, and when it was fun, it was fun.
Mm-hmm.
I think the themes and tone actually worked pretty well.
Yeah, but it matches the personality of Han Solo. Yeah.
Yes, it does for sure. Which I think is one of the strongest part of the film. That it really nailed who the character is, and I think that's the reason why the film succeeded as well as it did. Even though it didn't make as much money, it was an enjoyable film.
Okay, so I will give it a 7.
I'm going one more. But and I think the direction as well was okay. You know, I can't think of anything that really stood out to me that was spectacular about the direction. It was definitely above average, maybe a 7. Though the pace, I can't think of it ever really slowing down too much.
It was actual adventure, yeah?
It was. And I think, again, that goes back to, I think last week I said about episode 1 and 2 were very heavily in the politics. And the original trilogy was a action adventure, you know, and that's definitely what Solo felt like.
Mm-hmm.
Even though there wasn't really much of a story, it was a fun film.
Yep. I will give it a 7.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a 7 as well. I think the direction and pace was, you know, it was solid. It was solid. The
cinematography was the best part of the movie.
Really? Do you think?
No. I like the race.
It was dark and grimy and
at parts. Yeah.
I never felt. Oh, actually, the Kessel Run I felt was really like beautiful with all the clouds. There was like an alien, wasn't there, as well? Yeah, in the clouds. I actually think it's one of the weakest part, personally.
Seriously?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 6, but I think the lighting was cool, but the color palette was kind of dull.
Mm-hmm.
So the use of like shadows and stuff was really good. So maybe that's what you meant when you felt like it was good.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 7.
Yeah, I'm gonna personally give it a 6. But
editing. As I said, I only saw the movie once, so I'm not the best judge for this.
I do feel like it jumped around a little bit too much.
Mm-hmm.
Like 1 minute he's on the first planet with his girlfriend, and then the next minute he's on his own in the middle of the Empire War.
Mm-hmm.
And it just... I mean, that's part of the story as well. But it's also the relevance of the scenes for the film, and did they really do anything for the film?
Wait, now that you mention it, in the timeline, that movie is how many years after episode 3?
I think they said something like 5.
Did you find something strange now that you think about that?
Why is that?
Episode 3, Leia was just born.
Yeah.
5 years after, she's 5 years old.
Yes.
And Solo is already on his 20s.
So he'd be about 15 years older than her.
So he will be already on his 40s.
No, he'd be about 35, she'd be about 20. By episode 4.
No, mate. You're not doing the maths properly.
Hold on. Because 5 years... 5 years after episode 3, he'd be about 20. So another 15 years, he'd be about 35 in episode 4.
They don't look the same age.
Yeah, and I know. But that's just films, isn't it? You know, it never looks quite right. But then by the time Return of the Jedi and they actually get together, he's probably about 45 and she's like 30.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of. Well, it's not that, that bad.
So, editing. I will give it a 6.
Yeah? I'd give it a 7. I don't think the editing was that bad, but... I don't know. I think there were just certain unnecessary scenes in there. But overall, it was good. It was solid. It was a 7. Yeah. Acting, though.
Acting. I actually liked the guy that did what is his name?
Lando?
Lando, yeah.
Oh, Donald Glover. We didn't even talk about him.
I think it was the best acting in the movie.
Yeah. He really played Carl Weathers. Was it Carl Weathers? No, it wasn't Carl Weathers. Oh, man. Who played... Oh, I can't remember. But yeah, I think he nailed the character. Billy D. Williams. That's who it is. Billy D. Williams. Yeah, I think Donald Glover actually nailed his performance there. He's Donald Glover is actually a bit of an inspiration for me because he's like actor, producer, writer, rapper, singer. He's everything I want to be in the industry.
So just because of him and.
He was probably my favourite part in that film, actually, and I completely forgot about him.
Just because of him, I'm going to give a 7 to the acting, yeah?
Yeah.
Because I don't think the guy that did Solo nailed the character as well, yeah?
Not as well, even though you enjoyed him. Or you didn't enjoy him?
I didn't enjoy him that much, no.
No? I enjoyed him a lot more.
He was okay and he was doing his part, yeah, but it wasn't Harrison Ford.
If you gave it 7, maybe I'll get an 8.
Okay.
No, because... There's nothing stand out. There's no standout scene that was like, wow, yeah, that's a really good scene. It was a standard. It's above average. It was good. It was solid. But I do think Donald Glover played his part the best out of the film.
So that's why the only reason why he's a 7, yeah.
Yeah.
If it wasn't there, it will be a 6.
I do believe the next subject, though, deserves a high. Because the costume, the set, and the props.
Yeah. That is a Star Wars movie, and that one they will never disappoint us, yeah?
I mean, Disney put the money in there.
Yeah. The next two, actually, they put the money on it.
Yeah, the CGI as well. I think I'm probably going to give both of them the same score.
I will give him the same score, and my score is 9.
9?
Yeah.
Ooh. No, I think the only reason I'm going to give them an 8 is because... Even though Disney put a load of money in them, Disney could have put even more money into it. Even though it looks incredible.
Okay.
It's an 8. It's a solid 8. It's above...
Both of them?
Yeah, and that's the highest score I've given so far. My themes and tone is an 8. So I think, yeah, the production and SFX and VFX are both 8s.
Soundtrack. I don't remember any music that.
I'm putting my hands up. I really can't think of anything in the film that was really stand out. That was like, yeah, that was amazing.
I will give it a 2 because I don't.
2.
Yeah. I don't
Oh, damn.
I don't remember any of the music on that movie.
I can't. That's harsh.
Okay,
No, don't change it. Don't change it. You gave it a 2. That's you.
I will give it a 4.
Well, that's what I was gonna do.
Seriously, so
Stop copying me.
I need to give less. I'm gonna give a 3.
I'm giving it a 4. I think if it was average for doing its job, but I really can't think. It was just really forgettable. Personally, I understand the low score for sure, but it just yeah. I think 2 might have been
Intentions.
Yeah, why was the film made? It was made for money.
Yeah, we could go without it, and it would make no difference at all. Yeah,
but
that was made for money and for toys.
Though they did a good job at making it for money.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of. It did make some money, not as much as they wanted to, but.
But if you think about it, Disney had just bought Lucasfilms like 5 years before.
Yeah.
Something like that. So they want to make as much money as they can from that. Yeah. So I understand the reasons why.
I think the box office was hit mainly because of Episode 8, though. Yes. I'm gonna put the intentions for 6. I think that they had they had bad intentions and good intentions.
I'm gonna give a 5 because it was one of those movies that you could live without it.
Yeah.
You don't actually ask for a origin story for Han Solo because you don't need it.
No, I think it was better than average though, personally, and that's why I'm going to give it a 6. That even though they had bad intentions, something good came out of it. You know, it was a solid film, I think. Personal enjoyability, I'm actually going to give the same score. Personally, it's a 6. I think
give it a 5 because
same reasons, or
yeah, it was a movie that I could live without it. Yeah,
that's fair enough.
As I said, I'm probably being a little bit harsh on the movie because it came after episode 8, and there was
I thought it was better than episode 8.
There was a part on episode 8 that pissed off a lot of the older generation of Star Wars movie viewers. Yeah. Because they killed the fandom.
So we've given a score of 5 to personal enjoyability. So let's count up the scores for Solo. Okay, so I've counted up my score. What's yours?
These movies suffered a little bit of the backlash of coming after episode 8, yeah? But even so, even if I just watch it once, even if I didn't thought that I liked it that much, the score for this one was bigger than the score for episode 1 and 2. 71.
71. Yep. So there you go. Yeah, it was slightly better than episodes 1 and 2.
Yep.
Nowhere near as good as episode 3, though. No. I have given it a 74.
See?
74. So, yeah, we're not far off on that one.
Nope.
I do think that it's a solid film. Using a little bit of maths, if you divide your number by 110 and then times that number by 100,
64.5%.
that is your score out of 100. So it's 64 out of... So your score is about 6.4 out of 100. Mine is 6.7 out of 100. 67. Or 6.7 out of 10. Or
67%.
67%, yeah. Which is, above average.
Bad Rotten Tomatoes score, yeah?
Yeah. For you little geeks out there, so all the scores that we've done in the past, if you divide that number by 110 and then times that decimal point number by 100, you'll get a percentage number. That's a little bit closer. The only reason why we're doing it out of 110 is because I thought 100, and then the personal enjoyability is your bonus points, is like our extra points that we're giving on top of the film.
Mm-hmm.
We could sit and watch a film that we really enjoyed, but it's rubbish, you know? Like a guilty pleasure like Suicide Squad, you know? It's a terrible film, but you could easily give it a 10 because you love the action. And
I will not say what was my pleasure about seeing that movie,
but
I think that all the guys will understand what was my pleasure of seeing that movie. Yeah. Shh.
Yeah.
Marky Robin. Whatever.
Yeah.
She's hot. Don't put that shit on the podcast, please. Okay. So with this bombshell, we finish this show.
Yeah.
And see you next time.
Yeah. What will we be doing next episode?
Next episode will be Rogue One and episode 4.
Yeah, and those films go together really well, actually.
They tied up very well, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm really looking forward to talk about Rogue One.
Yeah, and after that, we've only really got 5 and 6, 7 and 8. So there's only 3 more episodes.
And and after we finish episode 8, I think if my math is okay, we are going to the cinema to watch episode 9.
Yeah.
And that's it.
So thanks for listening to eSpace. And this is DGB and Big H signing out.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.